Hello, everyone. This is Raj, Doctor of Physical Therapy, and welcome to SeniorCitizenWellbeing.com. We are going to talk about how to optimize your body to prevent falls. That's the main topic. Let me share my screen again. So, this is the concept we are covering. And in the previous videos, we covered muscular system, skeletal system, and in this video, we are going to talk about vision and nervous system. So we have Dr. Ryan Perron with me today. So he's going to cover nervous system first, and probably that's the main part. And most likely, we are going to cover the vision in the next part. We don't want to make these videos too long, so it will be easy for you guys to enjoy the videos and understand the concepts, how to prevent falls. Um, so, um, so quickly to recap on what we talked about the muscular system, it is possible no matter what age you are, you can gain muscle strength. That's the concept we are believing, and that's the truth. It's the science says you can improve your strength at no matter what age. And the proactive step to do it is you need to see a physical therapist to, understand your muscular system and go from there. And the next one is a skeletal system. We covered in one video osteopenia and osteoporosis are the major changes with age. You need to work on eating balanced diet and weight bearing exercises to improve your bone strength. And again, the seeing a physical therapist will prevent you from if you see a physical therapist, you get a lot of education on how to work on exercises, with weight bearing to improve your strength. And this is the slide that has gotten so many views last week. The love of family and the admiration of friends is much more important than wealth and privilege, by Charles Corlat. I'm sorry. So there you go. So this is and Dr. Ryan Perron is here. Let me bring him on. Hey, Ryan, please take over.
All right, you betcha. Yeah, so we could get into the slide that shows about the vestibular system here, and the vestibular system. Maybe some of you are wondering what in the world is that? Well, it's mostly located in the inner ear, and they have several semicircular canals, and in those circular canals, they have hair-like cells that um, will feel the plane of motions. A lot of times we have like a sagittal plane, a frontal plane, and a transverse plane. So it affects all those different planes, and it helps us to know where our orientation is within accordance to gravity. So as an example, when we're younger and spinning around real fast on a tire, on a tree swing, and then when we stop, we still feel like the sensation that we're still spinning around. That's because while we were spinning around, the hair cells in the inner ear starts to turn a certain way. And then when we stop, they're still in that orientation. And then that's telling our body that we're still spinning around. And so as we age, those hair cells can, diminish. There's also crystals, they call them, in the inner ear that can get out where they should be and start messing around with those hair cells. And so when you have those sensations, some of the next slide, Raj, if you would please, you can have sensation of dizziness. That's another vertigo is a fancy word for dizziness. You can have nauseousness. You can have a result as a loss of balance as well. And a lot of times what will happen is when you put your head in a certain position. So like when you're at the dentist and you go ahead to tilt your head back and start looking up at the ceiling and then start getting this sensation of dizziness coming on, that's usually what's happening. There's those rocks or crystals are starting to go into the semicircular canals where they shouldn't be. A lot of people can get it when they go lay down in bed, or they'll tilt their head up, gurgling mouthwash. So if that's happening, you can see a physical therapist, and they can do a next slide, Raj, is a Dix Hallpike test, and that will help to know if it will trigger that sensation. And
I'm
when that
sorry.
happens, they can yeah, so they can do a test kind of like on the picture there, where someone is laying down. They start them in a sitting position, and then they lay them back down, and then they'll rotate the head a certain way, and then they're watching for the eye. And if it's a right eye that starts to twitch, they call it nystagmus, and that can tell us, okay, that's the right inner ear that's having that difficulty, and then they can help you, from the diagnosis and then treating that symptom. Um, so that's what the inner ear, those are some common things that affect it when we experience that dizziness. And the key thing is that we know that when we put ourselves in a certain position that causes that dizziness, like the laying down, there's a good chance that there's rocks, crystals in the inner ear. The next one is proprioceptions. I've had a lot of patients asking, what is proprioception? Well, it's your body's ability to sense movement and actions, location. Your body has proprioceptors. They're like mechanosensory neurons that are located within the muscles, joint, and tendons. And they really help us to know where our body's at in space. So, for example, if I close my eyes, I can touch my nose. I don't have to watch where everything I go and do, because the proprioceptors in my body tells me where I'm at in space, and that's a very big part of balance. And so when people have neuropathy, it can affect that sensory input. But because we have those motor sensory neurons in our muscles and tendons and joints, we can train those and better get feedback from that. And a big part of proprioception that really impairs proprioceptive feedback is our posture. And if you might have noticed, when you're walking down the street and looking into the windows in the store, and you kind of catch your vision off a little bit and see, oh, who's that crooked guy or gal, leaning forward, and you look, oh, gee, I didn't know I was that leaning far forward. That's because the proprioception has interpreted that you're in a normal position. And so over time, what abnormal becomes feeling sensation of that it's normal. And then when that starts to happen, it can really impair our balance. And then we have less room for error to catch ourselves, because we're already in that forward falling position. So, what we've talked about before, the stretching, getting back into a good posture as well as we can is very important. And that's a brief summary of what vestibular system and the proprioceptions is about, and how physical therapy can come in and help address those things.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, Ryan. And that's it for today's video, guys. And thank you so much for watching these videos. And I'm seeing consistently increasing views and um, comments. People are commenting different things, thank you, especially thanking us. And we really appreciate if you can put comments and likes, and that gives us some feedback, and we start making improving our presentations. I know we are not there yet, but we are trying to, within available time for Ryan and myself, we are trying our best to make these videos more enjoyable. I know this subject is not enjoyable at all, but kind of, you have to make it. The concept is to educate you, kind of give you some information. These are simple things you can implement into your daily life to prevent falls. So hopefully these videos are helping. So please, based on what channel, which media you're looking at, like YouTube or Facebook, please like, share, and comment. Thank you very much. We'll see you again next week. Thank you. Bye bye. Thanks,
Yep.
Ryan. Bye.
You bet.